Welcome back, brothers, to another episode here on the O'Shea Vlogcast channel. We have a double header tonight. And the first show is going to be here with the Inner Beauty Movement, Nicole Michelle, and the next show will be with Dr. Kenya Meadows, MD. But man, this is a great way to start off the double header tonight. And Nicole messaged me the other day and had a particular topic idea that she wanted to present. And when I read it, I said, it's a little controversial, but we'll go ahead and we'll do it because I'm all about the controversy, and controversy damn sure sells. So I want to hear her positions on why non-black men are more forgiving of black women's sexual past. So let me introduce her. She's doing a great job at the Inner Beauty Movement. Go ahead, let them know who you are.
Hello, I'm Nicole Michelle, founder of the Inner Beauty Movement, and my movement is primarily teaching young black women or any woman that wants to join about femininity and so that she can become the best woman, wife, and mother that she could possibly be. So our movement is growing pretty rapidly there, and I guess I can tell you where to find me later on in the show.
All right. Okay. It's good to see all you brothers. Man, y'all been excited for us to need to come online. It must be these damn glasses. Shout out to Eric P. Traverne and High Def, Uncle High Def in there. Guys, do me a favor as we coming in the building. Go ahead and like the video. Nicole, could you speak up? I don't know if your if the white man got a white supremacy on your a speaker.
You are so funny.
I don't know
How's
because
that?
he been holding me back too in my own personal life. So I don't know if he been holding you back also. But let's see if we can get a little bit of a sound test there. Can you speak a little louder?
Testing, testing, testing.
Okay, I think that'll be good enough. I think probably a lot is gonna go. Okay, let me
Okay.
ask you this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What made you come up with this particular topic that we're talking about today?
Easy. I've been doing some more in-depth studying of feminism, and what I found is a common theme throughout feminist ideology. Because if you follow my page, I talk a lot to the women about feminism and how their ideology is actually keeping us from being married. Um, and a lot of women, a lot of sisters do not believe that they subscribe to feminist ideology. And one of those undertones or ideologies that's not widely discussed openly, but is the pink elephant amongst black women, is that white men are more accepting of their sexual past than brothers, which would explain a lot of hostility towards brothers as to why they can dip and move, dip and dive in between this woman and that woman and still manage to marry a good woman versus a sister. It's hard for her to recover from a bad past. And when I say bad, I mean past like promiscuous. A lot of stuff that I talk about on my page, I try to get the young women to steer away from that because it's very, very hard to overcome a bad reputation in the black community.
I mean, okay. So far, I can't. Okay, I get the point that you kind of come across. Now, let me ask you this: have you talked about this to any other black men when you come up with this position? What do they say when you say this?
They basically say that sisters who date white men are dating and having husband options is different, which I agree. Just because they want to sleep with you doesn't mean that they want to marry you. And I'll come back to that point. A lot of them say that a lot of sisters that get with white men are sexually promiscuous and extremely freaky, almost to the point where they engage in European type sexual proclivities that is not African. Almost
Okay.
to say like that they're fetish, that they're a sexual fetish. And I don't agree. I don't disagree with that. I agree that in a lot of cases, I can't say most because I don't really study those relationships. What I can say is that yes, there is a fetish. There's a big business, especially in porn, of black women and white men. And if you ever do a research for porn and you want to see a black woman do a certain uh, activity, 9 times out of 10, and you correct me if I'm wrong, 9 times out of 10 is going to be with a white partner in porn.
Okay.
Because that is it's big business to see that. White men want to see that. For a lot of them, black women are fetishes, they're toys, or something that subconsciously or historically they've always felt that they had access or should have access to black women. So brothers are kind of either, some of them are low-key hating, or some of them are like low-key trying to show love, like, sis, don't do that. They're not loving you the way I can love you. So that's what I'm getting from the brothers.
Okay. All right. Well, let's kind of do this. Let's kind of start off at if we can, let's start off with the very first reason, if you can, because you have 8 of them, right? Okay, let's start off with number 1. What's the number 1 reason?
Well, the first one I'm going to say is, generally speaking, the majority of, and I'm going to say white people because that's where most of my research has been done. The majority of white people over 35, maybe even over 30, were raised in a 2-parent home. So they understand that life moves in stages. You have your high school stage, you have your college stage, the dog stage, running through different women. I got to get my money right. And then I have my settling down stage where I have to get married and, be with one woman or try to have a family and things like that. They understand that moving. I have my dog stage, but I grow out of that. I get married. And I try to do the best I can as a husband. And white women do it too. Here's the key. White women understand effectively how to navigate those different stages in life. She may have gangbanged or had an orgy or, turned up at a cat party, but I guarantee you will not recognize that same woman 10 years later because she's a soccer mom. Because she understands in college, that's what I do. In college, I was the cheerleader who screwed the football team, but that was then. This is now. And sisters, and you can see it on my page, you can see it in life in general. Every brother will say she was a hoe then and she's still a hoe. White women are white women can effectively convince a man that I've changed. So even he may have known her in high school. She may have snuck him in, gave him head in high school. And forgive me, y'all, that's not used to me talking like this, but it is the subject. I'm trying to be as ladylike as I can.
Okay.
She may have performed some acts with him in high school, and he'll run into her later, and she'll say, but I'm not that girl now. I'm ready to settle down and be a wife. And this is unheard of. A lot of times, brothers are telling me that's unheard of with sisters. Now, I don't know if that's all the way true, but I'm telling you what brothers are telling me and what sisters are saying, that white women have been historically, they can chameleon. They can be that hoe, but they metamorphose into a wife that a man can take on his arm. They know the process of getting married. White women know the process of getting married, and they know that me being a hoe and being promiscuous in the dating stage or courting stage is not necessarily going to make him marry me. That is not a black man, white man concept, and black women have to understand that. That's a man concept, that to navigate the whole courting process and him to get to know you a little bit better, you got to focus on how good he is in bed and vice versa. And white women know that process. They've been taught the process by their mom. They know the game. And a lot of sisters just don't have that advantage. So that's one thing going on.
Well, let me ask you this before we kind of move on. Let me a shout out to my big bro, Misanthropic One. $20 super chat, my boy Trevor Hawkins. Thank you so much, player. $5 super chat. He says, "Don't tell nobody I stole this from the offering plate." Hallelujah, God bless you. Marcus Love, Nicole, respect. You're right about this topic. Let me kind of get to this real quick, though. I'm just a little confused. Shout out to that nigga Pookie Jenkins. Okay, now white men. Okay, I can understand that. Okay, this white woman was maybe popping all kind of Flintstone vitamins, sucking a whole bunch of Johnsons and all that stuff, and now she's a soccer mom. But again, you also make the case that white men typically do not look at black women, or you may think that they may look at them as sexual objects. So how is a white man who obviously I would think don't put white women and black women on the same dating spectrum, how
Right.
is he going to forgive her sexual past when number one, they probably look at them more as sexual objects, and also number two, this white woman who is possibly, notice she did what she did in college. Now she's ready to be a soccer mom and stuff like that, and ready to settle down. Whereas this black chick is probably never thinking about settling down. So how is this white man able to deduce that, okay, I'm going to forgive her sexual past, even though the situations between white women and black women are not the same?
Night and day. Right.
So how is he still going to be able to forgive her sexual past versus brothers, or is he just more likely to do it than brothers?
He's more than likely to do it.
Okay, I get it.
He's more than likely. And I'm going to break down why. The
Okay.
psyche behind why brothers have a hard time of forgiving the past. Because I think sisters harbor a lot of resentment. Because it's like I said on my last Facebook Live, we are not very compassionate towards each other in our past and our childhood. So you may have grown up without your father, but a lot of women that you come across, a lot of sisters that you come across grew up probably similar to you without a father. And we look at each other and we judge each other. We're harsh on each other. We're not compassionate, and we have 5 relationships and we're done. Oh, screw sisters. And I'm like, you don't have any compassion. You were raised without your father, but you want her to forgive you or give you the benefit of the doubt and give you a chance to leave her house knowing that you didn't have the proper guidance growing up, but you want her to entrust you with that responsibility. So likewise, cut her some slack. She wasn't raised with a father, and she's going to make huge mistakes. But unfortunately, it's hard to get black people to be compassionate towards each other
Okay.
and past that. So that's the problem I see.
Well, let me ask you this, because you make a pretty good point there. Why do you think that? Here's what I have to say. I mean, when I look at when I look at Amber Rose,
Okay.
for example, I don't see the white dudes trying to holler at Amber Rose. All I see is niggas getting with Amber Rose, knowing her sexual past. So this is probably what I will say. Are we looking into factors of like how good this woman looks? Because I'm under the impression that if this woman is fine as hell, most niggas don't give a fuck who she fucked because she's fine. So,
Right.
am I wrong about that? Or
No. For a lot of men, a lot of brothers, the litmus test is how fine she is, how big her booty is, whatever
hello,
he likes she has. Hey, that's cool.
all
Right.
right,
So the more she fits his ideal woman,
okay,
physically, he's willing to overlook a lot of things, including her past.
okay,
And we
okay,
know from history this doesn't always work out in their favor. I mean, look
okay.
at the type of men that Amber Rose is really with. Is she really with quality men? I mean, look at
Good
Cardi
point.
B. Is she really with quality men,
Mm-hmm.
with quality brothers? I mean, that's kind of harsh to say, but really, come on.
No, you make a great point there. That's a good point. Let me do this real quick, guys. Do me a favor. 221 people watching right now. Do me a favor, brothers. Do me a favor. Like the video. Okay, we got a double header tonight, so 220 people watching. I know I'm behind on a lot of my shows and individual videos. Man, I've been getting my ass kicked lately, and I am a medical school, so I've been really working hard on that. So do me a favor and like the video. I'm trying to bring you as much content as I can with my schedule these days. So I might not even be on tomorrow at all. So I'm just trying to do as much as I can today. But give me a like on the video, brothers. I appreciate you. And if you want to subscribe to Nicole's page, all that you need to do is go into the description and you will see her link to the Inner Beauty Movement page, brother. So go ahead and subscribe there. Hit the bell on the notification bell when she uploads. She is getting more active on YouTube. Nicole, what's the next one that you want to talk about?
The next one is Insecurity and Manhood. Now, this one's kind of along the lines of what I was saying before, how a lot of men weren't raised with fathers. A man raised with father is going to get a lot of things built in from his father, a lot of things taught. Um, and even if it's just observation, he's going to be taught from his father, good or bad. And I see a lot of insecurity in black males, and this is not a put down. This is actually out of love. But a lot of brothers don't want to see another man with their woman, and that includes the black woman. And I'm gonna skip to number 10, and I'm gonna kind of tie this in with my 10th point I was gonna make. The reason that, and I'm gonna go deep here, because historically, since we've since the African diaspora and the forcing us over to the Americas as slaves, black men have never really owned his woman. Hi, sweetie, how you doing? Okay, cool. The black man has never really owned his woman. If you think about it, the Asian man has owned the Asian woman. You can break down all the different Asians. The Latino man, break them all down. They've earned, or they've owned. When I say own, not in a possessive, you're something I own, but own as in, this is my woman, this is me, this is the mirror of me, this is the feminine part of me.
Mhm.
Black women have never really had the freedom to just love his woman, because it's always been with stipulations. He's got to be a buck. On the plantation, he was a buck. He was forced to mate with his mother, his sisters, other women on the plantation. He was made to be a sex slave to white women. That's the part of history they don't want to talk about. The black men were made to just be these studs. And he wasn't allowed to love, open up his heart to love his sister. He had to watch while white men raped his woman, and he couldn't do nothing to support, to 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 defend his woman. He had to stand there and cry, or hold in his tears what little bit of masculinity he was allowed to hold on to, because the institution of slavery took that from him, and they even took the ability for black men and black women to marry. I want people who are against marriage to really get this point here, that there was a time that we weren't even looked at as humans and intelligent enough to even understand the concept of marriage. They kept that basic concept, not just reading and writing, but marriage, because they knew that a black man and a black woman together is the most powerful, potent union ever. So what they did was they told the black man that the black woman is she's lazy, she's a hoe, she just lay up with us, she wants this white penis, and and they lied to the brother and said, well, she don't really love you, she doesn't look at you as a man, you're not a man in her eyes. And we bought into these lies. And then fast forward to feminism, that just reignited all of those lies from slavery. Because after Reconstruction, going into the 1900s, our families were more solid than ever. Black businesses were more solid than ever. Education for black people was more solid than ever. And the black family was more solid than ever. But reintroduce feminism, now we can knock them back off track again. And here we are today with me in this movement, all because of feminism, because we got off track. So the thing I'm trying to make people understand is, yes, you may be against the institution, the laws of the land, but marriage is something that we've always needed and loved and had to have, but they kept it away from us. And now we don't even want it because we despise each other. And this works to their benefit. And I wanted to say that black men have never owned sisters. They never really felt like they could possess us. Like, she's my woman. And what this means is, if she slept with a lot of people, in his mind, he has to be reminded she's not really mine. Now, a woman would have to really get outside herself and think, put herself in a man's shoes to really understand that. And I really had to get in a man's psyche and look at it from a man's standpoint. I'm not a man, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I had to get in his psyche and try to understand how a man is looking at his woman being with a lot of people before him. Because I'm looking at it, and a man puts a lot on the line to marry. He puts his reputation, his status, his money, his family name, his legacy, his genes, his health, um his future into the hands of the woman he lays next to, into the woman that he plants his seed into. That's a pretty big decision. So yes, he's going to take a great bit of consideration in her past. And a lot of sisters just don't understand that. They've never understood marriage, so they can't understand the concept that a man, black men especially view marriage as very serious. And I think I love brothers for that. I'd rather him take his time to marry than to just marry frivolously. A lot of brothers say, "Oh, I got to take my time." Right, and I appreciate that in terms of them taking their time to really vet women. And sisters really don't get that. And that's what I wanted to tell my sisters, that look, he's putting a lot on the line to wife you up. So yeah, it's just like a job. Anybody been working for the government knows they do extensive backgrounds. Sometimes it takes them years to dig. They interview everybody in your past. I mean, this is pretty serious. You're working for the government, the taxpayers. So they go deep, especially FBI, CIA, agencies like that. They go deep. So it's sort of like the black man, he puts a lot of stock into who he puts his name on. And I want sisters to really put themselves in brother's shoes and kind of understand that.
Okay, let me do this, and I got some questions. Thank you for my brother Howlin' Thunder 96. Wow, very good points, Nicole. What a duo shade. Good to see you, brother. Just my 4 cents. Why would a black woman have a deep sexual past anyway? What kind of woman is she? Mr. Grandeur, no, thank you so much for the donation. No dude wants to be made to like a fool. Let me just say this real quick. And guys, continue to like the video. And for those of you who would like to subscribe to the Inner Beauty page, Nicole's page, just go into the description in her YouTube channel is there. We'll get the moderators promoted in a minute. This is why I have a question with your argument, just to kind of not throw no shit in the game. But right after slavery, black men were the most married men in the United States
up into the 50s.
Okay, so then here's the variable that I want to know: was it feminism, or was it something about that's deeper than feminism that black men and black women just could never really get along based off of their own experiences? I mean, I know what you're saying, like, oh, what has been told to black men by white folks and all that, but I mean, just personal
Interaction.
experience. Not from what someone told me or what me just dealing with you off a personal experience. Could that have anything to do with it?
Not so much. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we had a commonality. We had slavery in common. We had struggle in common. And what the 60s introduced, you had so many double punches going towards black people. You had feminism, you had civil rights, where there were actual civil rights workers, black women saying, but I want to be the head of the movement. I mean, if you study the movement, you had sisters saying, I want to be the head of SNCC. I want to be out there right next to Martin Luther King. Why does he get the lead? There were sisters doing that because they saw white women rising up, so they wanted to rise up. Not only that, but the 60s and the automobile and the television and the telephone. Y'all finna get deep because I'm a historian.
Okay.
The television, the telephone, and the automobile introduced accessibility to other races. Hear me out. The telephone, I can call you. I can call you right now, Poland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never had that before the 50s or 40s. Whenever the telephone was introduced widespread to where every home in America had phones. The TV wasn't introduced to every American household till about the late 50s when Kennedy was running against Nixon, and that's why Kennedy won, because he was good looking. I mean, if you know your history. And then what about the automobile? When more black people started buying automobiles, guess what automobiles gave people? It gave them a way to get away, way to travel, and somewhere to have sex. So when you look at these factors, not only do you have white supremacy, that's always been there, but we hung in it with each other, and we fought it together to stay together for our families. But when you have all these 1-2 punches now, you have black women entering the workforce during World War II. So now you saw black women going, but what I need to be submissive to you for? I've been working while you was away at the war. What do you mean I gotta quit my job? What are you talking about? So now you saw that balance, that introduction of into the dynamic. You had all of this working against the black family, and whatever hurts white people hurts us 10 times worse, if not more. So I tell people feminism was just like the final drop, but we've been suffering since the telephone.
But what I'm trying to understand is what does this correlate with the insecurity and manhood piece? Because I mean, I understand. I mean, because what it seems like from what you're saying is all information is valid, but how does that relate to the lack of manhood? I mean, how does that? How do these points correlate to that?
It doesn't mean that black men are less. It means
Mm-hmm.
that they're more secure. White men are more secure. They the ones in power, so
Mm-hmm.
they're more secure that I can get any woman I want.
Uh-huh.
Brothers, not necessarily. It's been ingrained in your psyche that sisters have more options in terms of socioeconomic options. She can go get a job. She can go get
Okay.
a loan. She can move up in the company a lot better. Um, and with that, when you try to approach a woman that's successful,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and that word is arbitrary depending on who's defining it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, brothers kind of, you know, they've been fed or been told that the black woman's God, and you're supposed to, you know, he's been told by his mother and his sisters and society that black women are kind of better than you in a subconscious way. So that kind of feeds into some insecurities, some underlying insecurities. And not saying that that's bad, that black men are bad. They can, I'm actually defending them, that they have a right to kind of feel that way. They can't help that. That society doesn't really build brothers up. Whatever they can take to tear brothers down, they do, including the
Mm-hmm.
black woman. And that's what I mean by insecurity. They build her up so high, and they tear brothers down. They love
I
Oprah.
definitely agree
They
with
love
that.
Serena. They love Meghan Markle. They love, you know, name a sister and they love her. They give, you know, Mona Scott Young all of this power to influence with her TV shows, and Shonda Rhimes, who wrote that crappy Scandal. They give black women so much power. Oh my God. O'Shea, I did flips when I said they canceled Scandal. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, black women can get out of this trance. But they give black women so much power, and then they give gay men, gay brothers power to push this agenda that kind of, yes, we can, yes, and unfortunately for my homosexual brothers out there, yes, they do push you a little bit more than they do heterosexual men, because heterosexual men are scary to the dominant society. Masculine black men, you guys, when y'all on point, when y'all are, I sound so country right now, when you all are on point, you got your stuff together, your mind is right, you feel good about yourself, you secure. No man on the planet can touch a black man. No man. I love brothers for their resilience. And I hate to see my brothers, because y'all a mirror of me. And I hate to see when society tear y'all down, because it's like you tearing me down. You like, it's like society saying, well, you're not good enough as a woman to deserve your own man. Why don't you go date a Latino? Why don't you go date a white man? Why don't you go date an Asian man? Because every man's better than your man. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
My man built the pyramids. My man can build a skyscraper if he had the opportunity. My man can build a hospital. My man, not only, O'Shea, can you be a doctor, you can get a hospital and do what you want to do and put your name on it and help your people. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's what I tell my brothers. And I tell my sisters, don't give up on brothers. That's in you to empower him. It's a lot to do with him, but sisters is so powerful when it comes to empowering brothers and influencing brothers. Because a lot of brothers were beat down by their mamas, their aunties, their cousins. But when they meet a woman that's just like, you can do it. Like, I took my car to the car shop, Honda, and I said, you know, hey, you know, I was doing small talk, and he was kind of cute, but I was doing my you know, small talk. I ain't gonna lie, he was kind, and I was doing my small talk, and this was a while ago, and I said, how long you been working here? He was like, yeah, I've been working here a couple of years, you know, and I said, you ever thought about starting your own shop? And he was like, I thought about it. What made you ask me that? And I said, I could just see you in your own shop. I mean, the way you running this operation, I could just see it. And his eyes just lit up like, wow, you know. And I said, just look into it. Look into it. I think that you would do good. I mean, you handling this for them. Why don't you get your own shop? And he just looked like, wow. Like, okay, okay. He was like, anything else I can do for you? I'm like, I'm good, thank you. But it was just that simple interaction between a woman he'll never see again and a brother I'll never see again. But it was that link, that love that brothers and sisters really have, and sisters understanding the power we have. But I planted a seed in that brother, and I hope somewhere that he is doing what he wants to do with his life. And that's how powerful sisters are. I'm so off topic.
Okay, no problem. Let me do this real quick. Let me shout out a few people, guys. Thanks. We have a lot of people that are in the chat. Thank you. 357 people. So do me a favor, brothers. We got a double header tonight. Get the likes up on the video. I really appreciate you guys real quick. Let me go ahead and shout out the brothers that have been supporting the show. I appreciate you guys for your efforts here. Let me do this. K-Love showing love to the Manosphere fam. Shout out to my brother. Brothers are travelers. He just came back from Colombia. We gonna do a show before this month is over. Decent D, a black man invented the electric train. Thank you, brother. Marcus Love. Dr. Jackson, here's money to clone the Nicole. D style. My ex told me a lot of her male friends she had sexual relations with back in her hometown. That line made me feel uncomfortable and question any mere relationship she had. Feel me? Whoa, okay. That's what you've been saying. Tony Davis. Shout out to brother Tony, man. Blessings, family, powerful information. Brown sugar baby. $14.99. Woo, that's that big money, girl. Mr. Research, Mel Wolf Lifestyle. I'm a Patreon of his channel. O'Shea Vlogcast, can you ask her why she thinks many black women don't find it suspicious when a white man has years of black female sexual partners, but none of them was never engaged to any of the past boyfriends?
Yes.
You want to answer that?
Fetish. Fetish. I mean, I know tons of brothers that have ran through white women and never married none of them. I mean, when it's stuff like that, it's just a fetish. That doesn't mean anything. I don't, you know, I don't. I'm not in people's bedrooms, and I don't judge them and tell them who to love and who to screw. That's not my place. Okay. My place is to, you know, give y'all content and attract the best man you can.
Okay. Let's do the third reason if we can.
Okay. I kind of got them out of order.
Wherever you want to go, however you want to do it.
Validation from other men.
Okay.
I've heard brothers say, I don't want the sister that's been with everybody. I don't want the gym sock. I don't want the neighborhood chew toy. I don't want to roll up with my baby that's so fine, but two of my homies to hit that. And you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I've heard this a lot from family members, from men that I've interviewed. I don't want who everybody else has had. And I hear brothers say that, not necessarily white men. I'm going to break down the psyche from what I've seen and what I believe is really deep, what's going on. Marriage to black men, and this hits on my fourth point, actually. Marriage to black men is really still traditional. Black men are really still traditional in values. And this is what sisters are not getting. This is the disconnect right here. I'm getting ready to say it. Black men are still mostly traditional, even the ones raised by single mothers. I can't say that any differently. Brothers, they've seen what goes wrong with being raised by a single mother, and they've seen what goes right. They're more sensitive to women. Brothers who are raised in a two-parent home have a little bit of advantage because they've seen the dynamic of a man and a woman. But either road they've taken or either path that they've traveled, black men are mostly traditional. It's the sisters that are not traditional as the brothers. And sisters will swear up and down, no, Nicole, that's not right. I'm willing to be a wife, but your actions don't display that you really want to be a wife, because brothers are saying, if I have enough money, yeah, sure, I want my wife to stay at home and take care of our family. I don't want to put my kids in a daycare. I don't want to spend half my salary, on a nanny. I don't want anybody else in my home. I don't want my kids around. Homeschooling. A lot of brothers are open to that. Sisters are talking about, I got my career. I got stuff to do. I got to get out of here. You can't tell me nothing. I'm just as smart as you. And brothers are like, I ain't saying you wasn't smart. I'm just saying who's going to focus on the kids if we both at work. And sisters are saying, well, I want a job. It's my career. It's this and that. So with that type of push and pull, brothers are more traditional, which means marriage is a status to them, and it's a good status. Um, they don't want the woman that's going to embarrass them, because black men have to overcome so much as it is in society with their own stigmas, their own stereotypes they got to live down. They definitely want their woman to be a little bit, they want their woman to be their bragging right. Yeah, I got a good woman. You know, all his boys can be with hoes, running the streets, laying up with this woman, that woman. But if that one brother walks in and says, yeah, they'll crack jokes. Yeah, you got to go home to the old ball and chain. And he'll laugh and he'll go, yeah, but that's my woman because she's good to me. Mm-hmm. That right there shuts it down. Like, okay, yeah, she ain't the finest thing that I've dated or laid up with or had on my arm, but she's good to me. That is what he wants to brag about. He doesn't want to be the one in the group holding his head down because two of his homeboys done hit that. That's embarrassing. He doesn't want to overcome that. And sisters don't understand that. It ain't no fun unless the homies can't have none. That's for hoes, not for That's right there.
Okay, now I definitely agree with that. I don't find any. Let me do one thing real quick. Shout out to the brother Charlie Norwood, $2 great show. Thank you, brothers, man. 383 people watching right now in the first 37 minutes. That's pretty good for this channel. Get the likes up, everybody, man. I would appreciate you, brothers. Like the video. Thank you so much. And if you want to support the show, you can do so by hitting the super chat button and asking a question. So that's what, 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're about to go on 4 right now.
I want to say, and I want to add something to that. Prince Harry married Meghan Markle, and she's from Compton. You think he cared that she was mixed or biracial, whatever word they're using? She was, divorced from Hollywood, that whole Hollywood environment, community. He didn't care. He looked past that. He took a chance. I'm Prince Harry. I can do what I want. He challenged the queen. And you know how traditional, she is like super, super conservative. And he challenged her. He said, yeah, I want this black woman. White men will do that when they're really in love. And brothers, if mama doesn't like her, that's going to be a problem. A black mother doesn't like a woman, that's going to be a problem. And brothers, y'all know I'm telling the truth. You bring home a woman that mama don't like,
yeah, that is
nobody's
true.
going to be happy.
That is true.
The entire marriage will be hell because mama don't like her. But a white man, he will cut off his family. Hey, I want this woman. And he goes that length. And sisters see that. And they want that type of love, that unconditional love to say, you know what, you dark skinned. And you got a big booty. And people say you masculine looking. And you the best tennis player in the world, but you just Serena to me. And I want to marry you. They see that. And to a lot of times brothers kind of take that like, well, Serena was a hoe. We don't know what she was. We can assume, and we can kind of put 2 and 2 together and kind of piece together what we want. And, at the end of the day, he married her, and that's what it was. And he took that chance, and brothers weren't willing to take that chance with her for whatever reason. And we really don't know. But it is what it is.
Let me ask you this, because, there's going to be some black men in the chat, and they're going to say, hey, listen, black women, for the most part, worship white men. They really prefer to deal with white men, in general. That, it's like if they could deal with them more, they would. And here's the thing. I can kind of, I haven't been, I know in America it might be a little bit, but I definitely know like in other places, especially in Africa, from what I've seen, white dudes get treated like gods over there. There's even a story of this French dude who won a French lottery, and he said he impregnated like 600 African women in like 4 months or something crazy like that, because it was so many women that are after him, and there are a lot of I mean, like for example, there are channels on YouTube, many black men, women that are just coming out straight out and saying like, yo, we would prefer to be with white women or white men, and a lot of black men feel like the reasons why black women go to white men is just, that's where they really want to be in the first place. They really don't want to be with us. They just over with us because they have to be. If they could go over there, they would. What do you have to say about that to black men who feel that because they treat white men much better when they get with them? There's just a different level, or what do you have to say to brothers who have that frame of mind?
Well, that kind of feeds into the topic of the show. A lot of sisters are so desperate for love that they are willing to jump ship instead of hold out and wait for that good brother to come. Now we can break down why they haven't met that person. That's for a different show. But
Okay.
for a lot of sisters, they feel like, okay, I'm putting it on them. They feel like they're good women. So they feel like, why am I have to wait for a brother when I can just go get a white boy? A lot of them feel like brothers are unforgiving of my past. He has a past and I have a past. I didn't learn to my 30s that, and I'm talking for a lot of sisters, I didn't learn into my late 20s and 30s not to be a hoe. Well, I've already done that. Okay, and the brothers won't forgive me for that abortion. They won't forgive me for all my partners. They won't forgive me that I had a bad childhood and I engaged in a lot of activities that was self-destructive. They won't forgive me. But a white man, if I tell him what I endured, what I went through, and how I made it, he's willing to forgive me, and a brother's not. I can't argue with that because that, in a lot of cases, is true. So a lot of sisters are almost Stockholm syndrome. It's almost like they are so desperate for love that they will convince themselves of what they want to believe, that this white man who actually in this system of white supremacy, who is set up to have an advantage over her and her man and her black children, really loves her over his woman, maybe on an individual level, but not on a group level. So they convince themselves that yes, all of these men that want sisters are out there. And the numbers just don't back that up. But they will convince themselves, like write TV shows like Scandal, and convince the masses of black women that there's all these white men out here that love black women. Maybe they do, but willing to marry them is a totally different topic. And a lot of frustration towards brothers is brothers, a lot of them are born to lose or have nothing to lose, and they will go and marry a white woman because they're tired of waiting for sisters. Whatever excuse they give for dating a white woman, it doesn't matter. The point is, he has much more ease of doing that than a sister does, and so that there's that level of contention there. And also, it's Stockholm syndrome. Anytime you fall in love with your oppressor, it is what it is. Sisters, you can cuss me out and send me hate mail and inbox me. You can say that all you want to. You can write evil, mean girl messages on my Facebook page, all you want to. But it's Stockholm syndrome. Anytime you fall in love with your oppressor who defecates on you and urinates on you and calls you black bee in the act of sex, you have Stockholm syndrome. There is no explaining that. There is no excusing that. I'm sorry. That is, and you love it and you do it over and over. I'm sorry. I've seen or talked to women who turn tricks, who are um strippers, and they do what they have to do to earn money. They don't have to do that to earn money. So the fact that you do it for a white man and you wouldn't do it for a brother says to me you have Stockholm syndrome. That's what it is. You love your oppressor, and that's a sickness, sis. That's a sickness, and for you to hate the brother is a sadness. And I want to give a preface to a show that I want to do on my Facebook page about the mindset of a Negro bed wench. The mindset of a Negro bed wench is I gotta talk bad, and here's the thing that they will never tell brothers. I'm gonna give you the key right here. They will never tell brothers that in order to be with a white man, they have to talk bad about brothers. They gotta put y'all down. They have to get online, spit on y'all, talk about y'all. Oh, these brothers, all they do is cheat. All they do is think about sex. They rape. They rape. They're sexually harassing me. Oh my God. They have to make you this big, bad black man. They have to reinforce the negative stereotypes that they themselves introduced to us. So when a white man hears a sister go in, it's almost like he like, I knew she want me. I knew she want me. It's reinforcing his insecurities because again, they are insecure of black men. So when a sister comes to him and says, yeah, these black men, they got the rape culture, a rape culture, a rape culture. And it probably some truth to that. But they beat that to a pulp, like the rape culture. Black men are just out here raping people. They just walk in the streets looking for people to rape. And oh my God, they just abandoned me with these kids, and they don't care about their offspring, and they're just horrible. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. They go to prison, and they don't care about. That whole narrative reinforces that white man's insecurities. That is a prerequisite of being with a white man. They'll never tell you that. They'll never admit that in public, but I'm telling you because I've seen it firsthand. I had a very close friend before we fell out because she knew I wouldn't approve, but she, oh, see
Is
what
that
we
your
got
pit?
going on here in Georgia?
Oh my God, loose pit. Is that your pit?
Oh my God, no. See what we got going on. This is so Georgia. But anyway, she would literally, it made me so uncomfortable because when I would come around him, she was black, he was white. But when I would come around, she would go in on brothers. And I would, as a friend, would be telling her, I met this guy. He's so sweet. Oh my God, girl. I'm just so feeling him. And I think he might be the one. And I'm just talking to her and telling her, doing the Carrie Bradshaw Sex in the City with my girl. We talking. And she'd be like, he black? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, who else would I be dating? Oh, it won't last. And and I'll be trying so hard in my mind. I'm like, it gotta work with this dude. I gotta prove her wrong. A lot of times they didn't prove her wrong. But what I'm saying is, she had to beat the brothers down. Even when she met a couple of them, and they were just perfect. I mean, on paper, they were perfect guys. They looked nice. They treated me nice. I mean, we were incompatible, so we didn't work out. It was nothing bad or bitter. But it was just one of those things. We were mismatched. But she would meet them. They were nice guys. And she would tear them. He owned his own business. Doing what? And you'd be like, he owns his own business. He's a black man. He's good. So what does that mean? That's all he does?
Yeah, they be hating on us like that. That sound like them.
What else do you want him to do? So why he ain't with his first? Why he ain't with his baby mom? It was just so like, dang, can the brother get in and have a glass of water before you just? He could have on a suit and look nice, and she like, but a white boy, he could be scraggly, looking like what's Scrappy or Scooby or what Shaggy, looking like Shaggy, and she's like, oh, he's so fine, and I'm like, who? Like, are you serious right now? He looks like Harry Potter. You think he's fine? Yeah, girl, he's fine. And I'm like, no, he's not. I realized that that's her preference, but it was almost to a sickness. How can you hate a brother that you've never had a conversation with? You've never had a conversation. We came out of a store one time, and we were shopping. We came out of the store, and a woman was getting sick on the side of her car, and a sister, and her husband came over, and they were speaking the African language, and he was consoling her, and he, y'all men, when y'all see a woman sick, y'all don't know what to do. Y'all just like, if it ain't a woman giving y'all instructions, a lot of y'all be kind of, what do I do? Kind of, but he kind of was like, okay, let me go get her some water. So he ran in the store, brought her some water and a towel, and I was like, oh, he's taking care of her. Oh, in my mind, right? He's doing what he can do. I mean, it's hot. It's Georgia. She probably is heat exhaustion, probably dehydrated. And my friend, went off on it. That no good nigga. Excuse my language. That no good nigga. Look at his wife. She ain't doing nothing. Got her out in this heat. And I'm like, but we're out in the heat. He's in there buying her stuff. She came out with 3 bags. It's like that no good nigga. She up here sick and he doing. And I'm like, He's doing what he can. No, he ain't. He shouldn't have her out here. What is he supposed to be treating her like a? And I'm like, he got her some water and a towel. Like, what is he supposed to do? I'm pretty sure they African in Atlanta and they got a luxury vehicle. I'm pretty sure they're okay. I mean,
Right.
it was sort of like it was like a beat down. No matter how good a brother was, she had to beat it down. That was the mindset of a Negro bedwitch. No matter how good the brother is, she's going to make an excuse for his success. They'll never admit that. They'll never say that. And anytime you see a sister find negativity in a brother's success for no reason, that's a Negro bedwitch. You heard it from here. You heard it from me, from a sister's mouth. Anytime, O'Shea, you meet a sister and you've done nothing to her, she knows you from nowhere, and you start talking to her and she finds negativity in you, your success, that's a bad witch. Stay away from her. Your life is in danger. And I mean that. They are very dangerous.
Damn. Okay, well let me do this real quick because we have some people that basically are trying to get the let me just read this real quick, guys. Thank you. Now we got a double header in about 30 minutes. We have Dr. Kenyon Meadows. So guys, thank you for the support. We got a double header tonight. I won't be coming on, I don't think, tomorrow, but let me do this real quick. Shout out to my brother High Def. So is she saying you can turn a hoe into a housewife? Can you do that? Do you think?
Um, can you turn her into a housewife temporarily?
Yeah, she got to turn her own self into a housewife. You know what I mean? Maybe, but City of Truth, $2 super chat. Shout out to my brother out of California. Love this woman. My brother James O is similar on both sides, I guess. You have black men getting with low tier women and black men getting with low tier men. Shout out to brother James O. He been following me for a minute, man. Got that afro looking like Dr. J Player. Maddie goes $20. White guys are going MGTOW because it's hypergamous nature of white women. A black woman chasing hypergamy with a white man will end up in an epic fail. By the way, I still love sisters and, of course, Asian women. Yeah, he let them Asian women, though, man. Shout out to the brothers. Thank you guys so much. Let me do me a favor, brothers. We do have the link for the Nicole's Inner Beauty channel, right? And I want to do this. She has 975 subscribers. I want to get her to, before we get up out of here, to 1,000, right? Because you need 1,000 to monetize your page. So I need 25 brothers to do me a favor while the show is still going, and we have 459 people, 460 watching right now.
Wow.
I need you brothers to do this. Go into the link that I'm clicking on right now. I'm putting in the chat. Click on that link real quick and hit the bell. Subscribe, hit the bell. Subscribe, hit the bell. 25 brothers to do that. Get her to 1,000 subscribers so she can
Thank you,
monetize her
Mike
YouTube
Clemens.
page.
He just joined my channel. Yay.
Yeah, so I need so let's do that. Do me a favor, brothers. Okay, help the sister out now. Okay, I know you Negroes. So go ahead and do. Thank you for the sub. All right, and if you're not gonna sub, don't do like shut the door. Talking about I'll pass, motherfucker. Just don't do it. Shut your motherfucking ass up. All right.
Time.
Yeah, man. Why nigga always got to be weird? I'll pass, nigga. I'll time your motherfucking ass out too. Shut your dumb ass up, nigga. Okay, go ahead. The next.
The last two are going to be interesting. I'll let you elaborate on them. But there's this white men have a reputation of being perverts. I mean, the porn industry is run by white men. So they are kind of perverted, and brothers will push this narrative that white men only want sisters for their sexual proclivities. They want sisters to do those strange things that, and sisters that are willing to do that are strange. I can believe that, but not. I don't believe that's the majority of sisters are out here just doing all types of. I just don't see it. The numbers don't prove it, but I do see that the porn industry is run by white men. I do see that they're run by straight white men. Hollywood is run by gay white men, and porn industry is run by straight white men. And for whatever reason. But my other point I really want to get on is this is the one the sisters are gonna really hate. But this is for you all. Brothers, really deep down, subconscious. I'm about to go deep, O'Shea.
Go ahead.
You guys really want your woman to be better than you. You want her to raise your level of spirituality. You don't want her to be as nasty as you are. You don't want her to have a reputation as bad as yours. You do want her to, you want her to be, to match you, to be your mate. And there are certain situations, like in the bedroom, where you're okay with her having a little experience. But overall, most black men want a woman that's better than him. Hence the pedestal. That's why they put women on a pedestal. Women, men in general, put women on a pedestal. But brothers especially. That's why you have this whole narrative: black women are God, black women are God. The feminine woman is God, God, God. The goddess, the goddess. All of that is on steroids. But the premise is pure. They're basically saying she is better than me. She's pure. She brings forth life out of her body. Through all the turmoil and changes that women go through in life, she still manages to hold down her life and bring forth life, to nurture life. And if she's feminine woman, she's nurturing everybody she comes in contact with. And
Mm-hmm.
men are astounded, and they love this about women in general, but especially black women. They put black women on a pedestal. You are God. You're the mother of all living things, living human beings. I put you on a pedestal because you're supposed to be on a pedestal. So when they see a sister out here twerking, she doesn't get the pedestal. When they see a sister on YouTube cursing and talking down to brothers for whatever reason she may give for doing it, it doesn't matter. She does not get the pedestal. If she gives him head outside the club, I'm sorry for talking like this. I know I'm telling the truth. If she's out there rocking the mic in the parking lot with someone she barely knows, it doesn't matter. She doesn't get the pedestal treatment. If she's had abortions, she doesn't get the pedestal treatment. She didn't bring forth the life. Why would she get a pedestal when she didn't bring forth the life? She cheats on her husband. She lies. She doesn't support black men. She doesn't get the pedestal. Sisters, he wants her to be better than him. Will he run the streets? An insecure man probably will. He'll keep a side chick. That's what insecure men do. They're not secure enough. They need that security of someone on the side to guard his heart. Is that right? No. Are all men like that? No. But but yes, so he might have a tendency to cheat, but he doesn't want her to cheat. Haven't you seen a brother who has run thousands of games? He has run through chicks behind his wife or his woman's back for eons. And she finds out and she forgives him. She takes him back. She believes his story. And everybody's looking at her as like, you big old dumb fool. You taking him back again. She
Mm-hmm.
cheats one time.
He like, bitch, it's over.
I can't take this. I can't take this. I'm
Crying
gonna
and shit.
kill myself. And if he ain't killing himself, he killing her, or he killing the dude, or he going to jail. Somebody's gonna pay for her cheating because he
Right.
can't handle another man being inside his woman. Excuse the language, but he can't handle that. Brothers, I had to break that down on your own because I'm not a man,
Mm-hmm.
but I can only imagine that it's like all of the stuff I've been saying, that you value your woman, you put her on a pedestal. It's sort of like the dog pee-peeing by the tree, like this is my tree.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she opened herself up to another man, it's like the ultimate disrespect. She's like removed her, she stepped down from the pedestal. I didn't take her from the pedestal. She stepped down voluntarily. That is like the ultimate, and I'm getting eat up. That's like the ultimate disrespect to a brother. And sisters will never understand why there's that double standard, why he can run game and we're supposed to be forgiving. And then she cheat one time and he's like, deuces, I'm going to screw that girl I've been looking at for about 6 months now. Oh yeah, she about to get the business because you don't deserve me. And you like, what? And sisters are like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And I'm trying to tell them it's different. It's different psychology going on there. Men are different. Men are different. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want to even think about another man. Now there are those few guys who like to do threesomes and they like to, the open, down here in Atlanta we have the swingers clubs and swingers
Yeah,
parties.
I heard
You
about
got the
that.
brothers that get down like that, okay? They don't have a problem. They're open sexually. But those brothers do that with women that they really not trying to live life with. Okay, that's the part they don't tell you. There are a few that are married that do that, but it's not that many compared to the traditional brothers. You're not gonna find a whole bunch of married black men talking about, yay, orgy, I sleep with your wife, you sleep with mine. Come on, let's bring it. White man, you probably see a lot of that. But brothers, I all his boys can know that he's unfaithful to his wife, but he will lose it if he finds out one of his boys slept with this girl. And y'all know I'm right.
That's
Y'all
true.
will lose it. And they all know this nigga has never been faithful to her. She is fine. She cooks his meals. She's a good mother. She is submissive. She is the perfect wife. And I want to hit it so bad. And he come on, yeah, I slept with Tanisha from the job. And all his boys are like, why? Your wife is perfect. Like, she's cool. What are you doing? And they like, if he ever slip up,
that is true though. Niggas do be plotting.
if he ever slip up, I'm in there. I'm gonna be her friend, and then I know he gonna get caught. And when he get caught, I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna go over there and see if I can buy the kids a pizza and chill with them.
That's how they be pillow talking.
Y'all know y'all do that because you can't handle it. And a brother knows how his friends think. They know how other men think. They know that they're looking at their woman for their chance to sneak in. And the fact that she voluntarily gave up her emotions or her body to another man, brothers can't handle that. They really cannot handle that. That's like the ultimate. I counsel one woman who wanted to know how to get her man back from cheating. And I said, is he black? Because you got a lot of work to do if it's possible. You got a lot of work to do, and he's going to punish you. Just get ready. And it's a lot of it's possible because I've seen brothers take sisters back from cheating, but it's a lot of work. It's an uphill battle, and it's an uphill battle. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Yeah. So, 484 people watching. Shout out to Truth from Troy. And so let me do this. So we have so guys, let me do this. For those people who are watching the show right now, we are coming back with a financial show with Dr. Kenyon Meadows, MD, in 15 minutes. So guys, so when you come back. Everybody watching right now, we'll be back on in 15 minutes with a new show. But man, you knocked out of the park. I wish I had more. Unless you have one more, right? Or that was it.
I think I kind of blended them all in.
So let me just do this real quick. As far as your inner beauty, you have 1,028 subscribers. All right. So brothers, do me a favor. For those of you, who's really feeling the show, you can go right to this link that I'm posting in the, we've had over 50 people subscribe. Go over there, hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? That's just trying to monetize a YouTube page, but 1,000 subscribers is what you need to monetize. So hit the link, subscribe to your channel. I got some good news before we close out. I talked to I Am Mara, the brother out of Kenya. He's a YouTuber, a travel YouTuber. He's living in Cuba for a minute now. He's in Mexico, so he has some great travel tips on Cuba. He wants to do a show with me at least tomorrow. So we're gonna do that. We got another great show coming on Friday. I may or not do a show on Sunday. Saturday British podcast. So we got some things coming. So I'm just work with me. I'm a little busy with not those long hangouts that we've been doing because I'm too long. But thank you all for the support. We got some really good shows coming up. We got some really good guests coming up. How do you feel about being on YouTube I saw you posted a video last week. How do you like YouTube instead of versus Facebook?
It's a lot more freedom than Facebook. And even though YouTube is cracking down a lot, I don't curse a lot, so that doesn't really affect me too much. I'm just really trying to build my audience and get the word out about femininity. We're a movement. I'm having a high tea in September where people can come in person and meet me, and I'm doing a crash course in etiquette. I'm really serious about this. A lot of sisters deep down want to be feminine. They want to learn etiquette. I wish I was around when I was younger, but I'm here now, and I'm here for the sisters. I've dedicated a lot of my free time um, in life to doing this, to giving to the young sisters. And I hope they embrace this so that we can make changes. And I want them to understand that everything you see on TV and see on Hollywood and see celebrities doing and all of that is a bunch of crap. That's their life. They are a small community of people. They are supposed to do the most. You and me, regular people, we have to figure out how to navigate this world the best way we can.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, brothers and sisters, we need each other. I'm scared of brothers who say they don't need sisters. It's one thing to say, or they don't need women. It's one thing to say, I'm going to date non-black women. It's another thing to say, I don't need a woman. Okay, how and when and where? And it's the same thing with women. How do you not need a man? I need a man all the time. I need him. I need his muscles. I need his expertise, his leadership skills. I need his perspective, his protection. It's just a lot of things that sisters take for granted. That these normal brothers, he doesn't even have to know your name, and he'll give it to you because he respects you, and they underestimate the power that brothers have that they want to give to sisters. But I want the dialogue to open up and cease on the hatred. Like, I have resolved to blocking people on my page, especially brothers who come in and just go in on sisters. Give us some constructive criticism. Don't just beat us over the head. That's not the point of my movement. It's to just spew red pill game, and just leave the sisters with no options. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to let them see the masculine brothers, masculine, intelligent brothers, give them constructive criticism about how men really think. The views and logic that I can't give them as a woman. All right. But when they come in and, yeah, sisters are ugly and I don't want to date them and they fat and they this and they that, okay, you're not helping. And then you turn around and say, I don't want to get married. Well, why are you here? What do you want a woman for? Just to lay up with and have kids with? Animals mate. Humans marry. So if you're saying you just want to lay up and have kids, that is a man who is basically telling you he wants to be poor. And as long as you're with a man who does not want to be married, you will be poor. Guess what? Because generational wealth is passed down through marriage. Look at Prince. Look at Michael Jackson. Look at the other purple dude in Seattle, Jimi Hendrix. All of these people, and I'm just using celebrities because that's who we all know collectively. But these men died single. Where is their money? Michael Jackson still, they are raping his estate as we speak. Prince, white men are fighting in court to get Prince's money. His family, that he barely talked to, are fighting to get pennies from what Prince owned because there was no wife there to say, hey, you got to go through me. See what I'm saying, brothers? It doesn't benefit you to be autonomous. That's not how you were built. That's not how you made. You are made to be productive for a wife and family so they can love you and put you on a pedestal. And women, you're made to be feminine and build him up in a supportive role so that you guys together can win.
Okay. Well, definitely, we'll be bringing you back, and is a hot show again. A lot of people. So, guys, we'll be back within 10 minutes, 9 minutes. And let me shout out to Roastmaster, man, my baby bro, Roastmaster. Another PayPal of $50, man. He's always doing that. He never asks for no shout out, but the brother's always coming in, supporting and moderating and stuff like that. So, guys, thank you for your support. Moderators always holding you down. In the moderator awards, again, I've been so busy with it this month. So I'm going to extend it to the middle of August, right? Because I'm going to want to do some nice things to moderate. So the polls are still up. So guys, thank you so much. I've been so busy with exams and in the hospital and rotations. I've been getting killed the last month for many different reasons.
Yay.
So that's why I haven't really been able to even do my individual videos I was trying to do. Young Jay, you didn't add you to the moderator awards? Oh, nigga, you gonna win an award for tall. Hold on, I tried to add. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna add you, bro. Because make sure you email me about that. I'm just gonna give you an award for tallest moderator that can't dunk, bro. Trust me, I'm gonna get you an award. I'm gonna get you a you know what I'm saying. Anybody I left out, I got you. Don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna get you.
I have a request for one of your shows that you could probably do by yourself.
You said what?
I have a request for a show for you.
Okay, what's
What
that?
is the best place? My cousin asked me. He's a single man. He asked me what are the best places for a single black man to go because his birthday is coming up, and he was like, I don't know where to go, and I'm like, well, go to DR, or I didn't know where to tell him because I'm not a man and I don't know. He's single and he got a little money, so
Okay.
where should he go? And
Mm.
for the sisters, where can they go?
I don't know where they can go, but I know where he can go.
I
Just tell him
figured
and
you
email me,
would
Hotep. I will, give him a consultation. You know what I'm saying? I can't be.
give up
Woo!
all the
Just
secrets.
get some tricking going on that I'm on. All right, so anyway, so again, we'll be back real quick. Thanks again. Nicole, it was a great show. If you can come back next week, or you definitely can do so.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you all. And I fuss at y'all, but I love y'all. I hope y'all love me too.
They do. Shout out to Shavar. Get Black Ram. Man, Black Ram didn't been up here before. Player, I was just on Black Ram channel the other day. So again, thank you guys. We're gonna come right back. We got another show with Dr. King. So come back in 10 minutes. Everybody, 10 minutes.
10
We'll be
minutes.
back.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
How the hell I end this shit? Where the damn thing at? Lord have mercy, Jesus. The fuck? Oh, here we go.